What are multiples of 10 and 100? Multiples of 10 and 100 are numbers you get when you multiply 10 or 100 with numbers from 1 to infinity. Now assume I have 10 and I multiply 10 by 1. That will give me 10. 10 by 2 will give me 20. 10 by 3 will give me 30. 10 by 4 will give me 40. And on and what? On. All these are the multiples of what? Of 10. Now assume I have a number 100 and I'm asked to find the multiples of 100. 100 times 1 will give me 100. 100 times 2 will give me 200. 100 times 3 will give me 300. 100 times 4 will give me 400. 100 times 5 will give me 500, and on and on. All these are the multiples of what? Of 100. Now, assuming you are asked to divide a given number by the multiples of 10 and 100, what should you do? Don't let it be very difficult for you. You can truly solve it. Now, if you are asked to describe or find numbers or divide numbers by multiples of 100 or 10, there are two more methods I'm going to teach you today that will help you make such division very, very easy. Now, what do? The first method is by using the factors of the divisions to what? Divisors, the factors of the divisor to what? To divide the what? The dividends. And the second method is the method I taught you in the previous lesson, which is by the use of long division. In today's class, we are going to look at how we use what? The factor of the divisor method. Now, how do we go about that? Let's use this example to find the solution to that question. Now let's look at the very first sample. The first sample, remember I told you that we are going to use the factors of the divisor method in solving this question. Now let's look at the first sample. We're looking at sample what? Sample 1. And sample 1 says you should divide 54860 divided by what? 20. Now, this is the dividend and this is the divisor. Now, the divisor is a multiple of 10. Now, let's look at the divisor. The divisor is 20. What can we get in 20? Remember, there are multiples of 10. So, this will be what? 10 times what? 10 times 20. So, the factors are 10 and what? And 20. Because it is when you multiply 10 by 2 that you get what? 20. Now, I said we are going to use the factors of the divisor. Now, we've been able to divide, we were able to reduce the divisor. This is the divisor. We've been able to reduce the divisor into two factors, which are what? Which are 10 and what? And 2. So, all we are going to do now is what? Is to divide this number by what? By 10 first, then we divide it by what? By 2. So, we'll have what? Our 54860 divided by what? By 10. Then whatever result we'll get, we'll divide it by what? By 2. And when we are dividing this by 10, remember, all you need to do is just to kill these two what? These two zeros, and our result will be what? 5486 divided by what? By 2. 2 divided by 5 will give you what? Will give you 2, remainder what? Remainder 1, right? That one with 14, that one will make this one what? 14. 14 divided by 2 will give you what? Will give you 7. 8 divided by 2 will give you what? Will give you 4. 6 divided by 2 will give you what? 3. So you see that your result is what? 2743. You see how division becomes so easy. In just a jiffy, you got what? You got your answers. Now let's look at sample 2. In sample 2, we are asked to divide what? In sample 2, we are asked to divide 26 2600 divided by what? 200. Wow, this is now a multiple of what? A multiple of 100. Now, what we need to do first is to look at the divisor. The divisor is what? 200. We'll break it into factor. That is 100 times what? Times 2. And the factors will be 2 and what? 2 and what? 100. Now remember the first thing we did. You are going to multiply, you are going to divide 2600 divided by what? Divided by 100 first, and then you divide it by what? By 2. Remember, by standard, this 0 will call this 0, this 0 will call this 0. So we'll have what? We'll have our 26 remaining divided by what? Divided by 2. 26 divided by 2. 2 divided by 1 will give you what? 1. 6 divided by 2 will give you what? Will give you 3. So you see, the final result is what? Is 13. 2600 divided by 200 is just what? Is just 13. So you see how pretty easy it is. Now let's look at the final sample, sample 3. Now in sample 3, you are asked to divide what? 950 divided by what? 50. Now using the factors of the divisor method, all we need to do is to what? Is to find the factors of 50. Remember, the multiples of what? The 50 is a multiple of 10, and we got 50 when we multiply 10 by what? By 2. So this will give you what? 10 times what? Times 5. So the multiple is what? 10 and what? And 5. So what do? We divide this dividend by what? By the factors. Now we'll have our what? 950 divided by what? 10, and then divided by what? Divided by 5. By standard, this 0 will cut this what? This 0. So we'll have our what? 95 divided by what? Divided by 5. 95 divided by 5. 9 divided by 5 will give you what? Will give you 1, because you're going to get 1 5. Remainder what? 4, and that will make this what? 45. Now 5 divided by 45 will give you what? 9. So you see that what? 95 divided by what? 5 will give you what? 19. So you see that this can be pretty easy. So solving questions involving the division of whole numbers by multiples of 10 and 100 can be pretty easy. Don't let anyone tell you they are too difficult. You can't do them. You can do them, and they're very easy. In our next video lessons, we are going to see how we can further increase our division of whole numbers by dividing numbers with what? With remainders. Now, how can we go about dividing numbers with remainders? Don't miss that video lesson. Subscribe now if you have not, and I say thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in my next class.